Okay, this is the Cheap Thrills podcast. We're all here again. We'll go around in a minute and we'll introduce everybody. This is the comic, TV, movie, game,
Everything
podcast. Everything cast. Liam, over to you.
Hello, I'm Liam. This week I've been in a cabin in Cornwall, so I've struggled to read much more than my regular pull list. I'm going to be talking about Civil War 2 later on, because I've read a few of those titles, and that's it.
Sounds interesting.
Raven.
Hi, I'm Raven. I've just been reading the DC Rebirths, and I've read half of Preacher Volume 2. And later I'm going to be talking about the Batman Return to Arkham game that is coming out next month.
Cool.
And Adam.
Hello, I'm Adam. I've been reading old Star Wars stuff.
Cool.
I've got loads of it.
Dark Horse Star Wars.
Dark Horse Star Wars,
Nice.
yeah, and some real.
It's all a
old
lie
Marvel
now,
stuff.
though.
Yeah, but the thing is-
why have you got to do that?
The thing is,
You got to ruin it for me. every
old
time.
Star Wars stuff for me
Yeah,
is Marvel.
yeah, I do have. Oh, yeah, but you're older than me. so-
Yeah, all right, rub it in.
I have. Yeah, but I have. I do have a lot of old Marvel stuff as well, but Dark Horse was really my Star Wars stuff.
That's the 90s era Star Wars stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, late 80s as well, I think, some of it. Yeah, so I've been doing that, and I managed to watch the first 2 episodes of Outcast, but I'll talk about that later, which is the new Robert Kirkman thing.
Okay,
I guess
cool.
everyone's sick of Walking Dead.
And back to me. I'm Rob. I tend to not talk as much as Liam and Adam.
That is a lie.
Really?
That is not a lie. That
Barefaced
is
lie.
completely true. Right, okay, this week I've gone through all of the DC Rebirth stuff.
Yep.
Again, what else have I read? I'm up to date with all the 2000 AD stuff, because you've got to keep on top of it, because there's so much of it. What else?
Han Solo.
Oh, yeah, Han Solo. That came out, and Star Wars came out.
Yep.
They were really, really good. I was very, very surprised.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Right, let's just go through quickly what came in the shop this week. We had Batman Rebirth number 1, Civil War 2 issue 2, which none of us have read yet.
No.
A ton of Deadpool graphic novels, Green Arrow, Green Lanterns, Harley Quinn graphic novels.
Yeah, loads of them I saw.
Funnily enough, we got a lot of Hulk graphic novels in.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we seem to tick over on Hulk stuff. There's some really
guess.
good Hulk stories. Planet Hulk's fantastic.
It's on Netflix at the moment, so that recognition that helps people go, it's
yeah,
not quite the same, but it's still a good adaptation.
Yeah.
Mad Max trade paperback.
Is that Mad Max the new movie trade paperback?
That is the Mad Max new movie that isn't a direct adaptation.
Okay.
So it's offshoots.
Yeah, cool. That
So
sounds
it's
interesting.
like a little. You get like why he was stood there at the beginning of the film,
Yeah.
and you get a backstory of some of the other.
Oh, okay,
Like
cool.
If Robert Altman directed Mad Max,
Yeah.
it's all like connected stories.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Right.
it's very good. The story's very good.
Is it
The
a
artwork's
hardback?
very good.
I
It's a
know
hardback book.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a really nice thing, and
does
that's
look
it.
very
It's not an
nice, yeah.
ongoing. It's just a normal. That's it. Done. Finished.
How much is that?
I think it's $17.99 off the top of
It's
my
a
head.
hardback, yeah.
So is that a collection of shorter stories then?
They did 4 issues, and there
Ah,
was
okay.
2. I think there was 2 stories per issue.
Oh, that's
or
cool.
the first 2 there was 2 stories, and then the last 2 issues I think were Max's stories, so they took place over.
Yeah, okay. That's
Cool.
cool.
But that's
it was
what George Miller's always said about the Mad Max movies, is it's like a look in at this period of time
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
in Mad Max's...
There's very few things
So-
that actually pinpoint
yeah,
the timeline
well,
in the
the
movies.
first movie is obviously
Yeah.
it's set both before and
Yeah,
after
yeah.
such a major event.
Yeah.
Then there's sort of he picks out like things that happen within Mad Max. So you could get it like James Bond, where it just
Keeps going,
New
yeah.
actors always
Yeah.
play it, and there's always a story to be told.
Yeah.
And
And I was
Yeah,
funny
fair
enough, I was
enough.
talking about this to a friend of mine the other day, and they were not happy. It's not happy, but they don't like the fact that actors change so much in movies. Like Spider-Man changes their actor, Superman, Batman, whoever. But I it does never really notice it, because maybe I'm used to it because I'm a comic book reader. So I'm used
Maybe
to
different
I'm used
styles,
to
yeah.
Judge Dredd looking different every 2
Yeah.
weeks, and I'm used to the other guys looking different every 2 weeks, and yet he doesn't read comics, so it's much more noticeable for him.
That's fair
I
enough.
always think that with going into like other comics where the appearance or the gender or the skin colour changes,
Yeah.
like as long as the character doesn't change, people don't really get that
No.
upset. There's a bit of a backlash these days because the internet can organise a protest for any old nonsense. But
Yeah.
back going before the internet, when we just used to talk to our mates in comic book shops, no one really got upset as long as they stayed true to the character.
No.
And they used to do bits and bobs like stunt sort of things back then, but it was never really controversial.
No, like for instance,
but that's modern society, isn't it? I'm offended, I'm going to complain.
That's it. That's exactly it. I mean, for instance, in Preacher, the comic book, Tulip, she's blonde and she's Caucasian, but in the comic book she's Ethiopian. No, in the film she's Ethiopian. Well, the actor is Ethiopian, but she's
from London. Isn't
she's
she?
Irish Ethiopian.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I don't know.
Because it's really good.
But this is the thing.
She's brilliant.
They have had to change her character slightly, but not because of any external thing, just because it fits in better with the storyline.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, it's for brevity's sake and stuff like that, and I could appreciate that. But it doesn't take anything away from the character when they've changed it there.
No.
To me, it doesn't matter who depicts that character. If they get it right, you know, it's great.
Yeah.
Right, okay, back to the list. We had a massive delivery of pop figures.
Yeah.
The biggest delivery we've had since we started.
Oh yeah,
doing
you
them.
trailed that last week. Yeah.
It was
people
lots.
like pops.
They do, and they appeal to the general movie-going public.
Yeah, it's not even your general comic book geeks.
No, we get little kids coming in and 50-year-olds coming in to get them. They're massive.
And now we have T-shirts, pop T-shirts.
Yes,
as well.
we have them in stock as well. We also had in Star Wars, as we said, and Han Solo #1, which was really, really nice. You just read that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it now, or should we do that?
You can have a quick talk if you like.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It harks back to Han Solo at Star's End and all the original smuggler stories that Han Solo was in, as opposed to him being in the rebellion. This is just him being
him.
A loudmouth, cocky smuggler.
I thought they got the characters down pretty good.
They did, yeah.
The relationship between Han Solo and Princess Leia.
Obviously it's set in that
really
time
nicely
period
done.
before they were an item.
Yes.
In the movies as well, or in the extended universe, whatever. They still have that.
So
kind
it's just
of
after A New Hope.
Schoolboy, schoolgirl kind of attitude towards each other. They're always shouting at each other.
Yeah, setting up the story
like they did in A New Hope.
Yeah, at the end of A New Hope, Han Solo collects his rewards for rescuing Princess Leia because he needs it to pay off Jabba the Hutt, and it's him trying to get the money together to. Because he didn't get enough money, apparently, and he needs a little bit more. So it's him trying to figure out how he can get some more money, and he gets involved with the rebellion again. And it's a really good story, and the artwork's fantastic.
Yeah, it is really.
It's really nice.
I saw you reading earlier. I did like the look of the artwork.
Yeah, and it's a 5-issue miniseries, so it's not an ongoing. And it's going to be, when that comes out as a trade, it's going to be a really nice trade paperback. Yeah, it's going to be very good.
Yeah.
Star Wars came out as well, which was another really, really good story. The issue that came in this week is a standalone story.
They used to do it as well when the Dark Horse had Star Wars and they had ongoing. They'd have a 5-story arc and then they'd have 1 or 2 single issue stories.
Like bridge stories.
Like bridge stories, about Boba Fett.
But this particular bridge story is about Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine, just looking over like Luke from a distance.
Yeah.
Oh, like being there and... Yeah, in days gone past, like when he skimmed his knee and
sort of, right. But it's along those lines. But it's a good story, and the artwork in it again is brilliant. It's really good. The other thing that we got in this week was a ton of Walking Dead graphic novels. We're fully stocked again.
Yeah,
we're bang up to date.
We also have all the Alias trades in.
Yes, we do.
And a load of Punisher trades
again,
including Welcome Back, Frank.
Yes, which is well worth a read.
Are you sure it's still on the shelf?
I've hidden it.
Right. Because I looked for it earlier and I couldn't see it. I thought,
and Punisher Born, which is the only Marvel Max that made it to a trade, I think.
No, they did do all of the Marvel Max's trades.
There's trades.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think they were the same as like the comic. They were very limited in their, no reprint.
Yeah.
But I think they might be reprinting all of them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw a listing for Punisher Max issues 1 to 50 in a trade.
That was all of them, wasn't it? 1 to 50? Or maybe there was a few more after.
Or whatever it was split in half, I think. I think there's 2 I might be wrong, but I think there's 2 coming out.
What? Punisher Max? Those 66.
Was it 66?
I think.
Okay. I know I've got 1 to 50.
Hopefully we should get some of those in. Right, the other thing that came out this week that I wanted to talk about was Batman: The Last Crusade.
Oh yes, yeah.
We only got a few copies in. There was only a few people that actually ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people realised what exactly it was. Do any of you know what it is?
Is it Batman goes exploring with his dad?
and they fight
In a
Nazis.
motor-
They fight
Motorbike and
Nazis.
sidecar.
Yeah.
That'd
No.
be quite hard.
Okay.
As his dad's
Right, but someone does need to write that now because I do want to read it.
Yeah, let's copyright that now. That's our idea.
I don't think we can just go and copyright other people's intellectual property.
Why not?
Right, Batman, that's ours now. Indiana Jones, that's ours. We own Sean
No,
Connery.
no.
Sean Connery can't use
No.
his likeness anymore
Well,
because
we-
we own it.
We own Mr. Bronson.
They
and
can't
Adolf
put them
Hitler.
together. They can't put them together.
They can't. They're not allowed to put them together.
No, that's our idea.
They're like
if they
Ghostbusters. They can't cross the
do, yeah,
beam.
don't cross the streams.
Oh no.
Want to watch
About
Ghostbusters?
Don't start on Ghostbusters. That's it. No,
I don't even.
we're
want
not
to
going
talk
down
about it.
that.
I don't even.
We're,
want to talk
we're not
about
going there. We're not going there.
because it makes me sad.
Right. Back to Last Crusade. Do any Adam
No,
and Liam? Do you know
No,
what
would
this
you
is?
tell me what it is, please?
please.
Rob?
Before we make up
okay.
another story. For
Right.
it.
Do not make up another story.
Okay.
Batman: Last Crusade is a prequel to The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, okay.
Does it say why he retired then? Is that the thing?
I can't go into spoilers,
Oh, okay.
or because Raven's halfway through reading it and he hasn't finished.
Well, that's not our fault.
I know.
Too busy
Yeah, but you haven't
sandwiches.
read it, and neither has anybody listening to this. Right, it's a prequel to The Dark Knight Returns, so it sets up a lot of the unanswered questions that were left hanging at the beginning of.
Yeah.
Right.
This isn't a spoiler. Dark Knight Returns starts, and Batman's been retired for however
10,
many
15
years,
yeah.
and he's given up, and he's fed up with the whole system. And
He has a moustache.
he does. No, I
thought
can't
you'd
talk
broken
about that
him
bit because it's a slight spoiler, so I can't talk about that bit. This isn't really a spoiler. Robin is in The Last Crusade.
Kelly.
The same Robin Kelly, the redhead.
No, because she's introduced in The Dark Knight Returns.
Right,
okay.
okay.
All right.
Okay, so it's Batman and Robin. And I ain't going to tell you what Robin it is. You can read it and find out for
Well,
yourself.
surely it's got to be.
I'm not going to tell you. You can guess as much as you like. It doesn't
Alright.
matter.
All right.
But
Jeez.
it's really good. They've done it in the style of The Dark Knight Returns. So the panel layouts are the same.
They got little TV boxes and pundits talking.
Yes.
Cool.
The artwork is John Romita Jr.
Junior.
I
Oh,
believe.
right, cool.
And it's written by the same people that are doing the Master Race at the moment.
Dark Knight 3.
Yes.
Okay. What issue's that on? Number 6 now?
No.
Number 5.
4.
Oh, is
I
it only
think.
4?
Yeah, because they've skipped a month, or rather, it's fallen behind a bit, and they always has solicited this as like a filler issue to
Oh,
give them a bit of a buffer.
Right. I see.
But this is like fallen behind as well.
Oh, okay.
So the whole thing is just having one big knock-on effect, and
Okay.
everything's been a little bit late. But it's really, really good, and it was a square-bound, proper spine to it.
Okay, so it's a trade then. It's not a.
It's a mini trade, if
Yeah,
you like. I think it's 50 pages.
And is there any on the shelf?
No, none.
Oh,
But we should be able to get them back in.
cool. Well, put my name down for one.
But it's good. We should have them on the shelf.
Yeah.
If people are reading The Dark Knight Returns and they want a little bit more story, they need to read this.
Mm.
But it's good. It answers a lot of the questions as to why they're there and why they're not there. And
Yeah. Okay. Why
all
he's
of that
retired.
stuff.
And,
yeah, it's a good story.
Does
It's
it answer
nice.
the question why Selena Cole's dressed up as Wonder Woman?
When the Joker came in The Dark Knight Returns, he dressed her in that
Yeah.
after he.
I just wondered what there was a thing, or it was just his sense of humour.
I think it's just his sense of humour.
Yeah. Okay.
But Catwoman is in this.
Is it like Halle Berry's Catwoman?
No.
Because that would be cool.
No, it wouldn't. I liked
don't-
it better
I'm
when he
not-
was talking about fish.
I'm not sure he understands what cool means.
Meow.
Right, okay, that's it for me. Over to you.
Right. I haven't read issue 2 of Civil War 2, but I've caught up with the in-between issues, which was Gods of War and Spider-Man. Spider-Man felt really very similar to a lot of the Spider-Man stories that have been going on in the Amazing Spider-Man story line. Wasn't great. Gods of War, which I don't normally read, was written by one of my favourites, Dan Abnett, and was very interesting in terms of concept behind what's going on in Civil War 2. This is a separate story set apart.
Is it tied in like
It is very,
minimally?
yeah, it is very slightly tied in, but you have a feeling that it is going to have a bearing on what's going on in the main storyline. So it's one of those where I can feel smug that I've read it and tell people like, well, you realise what actually happened there was.
Big head.
You like.
I do like that as well. One of the reasons why I read those pointless titles that no one else reads.
Yeah.
It was the first time I've ever come across Amadeus Cho, who is the new Hulk. I've not really read any Hulk.
I haven't read Hulk since Planet Hulk.
The Hulk is really cheerful, which is a bit of a shocker. Like, normally
No Hulk smash,
he's doing smash his stuff up,
but with a smile.
Yes, he's a lot more friendly. He's also one of the 8th most intelligent people on the planet.
Oh, he's back to being intelligent again.
Well, Amadeus Cho is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce is missing. I have a feeling that might have some bearing on what happens on the main storyline in Civil War 2.
Because quite famously, the Hulk was shot into space before Civil War.
Yes.
Because everyone knew that whatever side he would choose, whether Captain America's or Iron Man,
Yeah.
would have swayed it in their direction.
Well, it's the same reason, without going into too in-depth spoilers from the original Civil War, you should really go and read it. Some of the other main characters appear as facsimiles of themselves, sort of thing. The more powerful characters don't turn up as real characters in the comic book, even though they're still powerful, because everyone knows if they were to join a side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind that sort of thing, because it's like all the old Justice League stuff where Superman and Batman always ended up in a spaceship floating through space when some big problem that could have been solved in 20 minutes happens. But, we know this.
I love it. That's why I love the Justice League.
Yeah. Maybe if
they're all so
Superman
bad.
and Batman aren't there, we can get Booster Gold to sort this problem
Booster
out.
Gold. Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
Oh God, yeah,
They were the best.
They were awesome.
No, who was the woman they had at that sort of mid-90s?
What she look like?
Her Booster Gold and some other guy fought Doomsday
Wasn't
first off when he turned up.
Something Canary, was it?
No, she
No.
wore a blue costume with white.
Yes, she's not Power Girl, but yes.
Something cold frost. Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah,
you
look it up. We'll
son
get
of a-
back to it. Going back to Captain America issue 1.
Or is this the burning issue?
The people got very upset about.
Yes.
Now, I didn't particularly enjoy the comic book, that has to be said. But there is some really great concepts that were played with in that comic book. Without doing too major spoilers, I will just say they look at the way that these organisations, these terrible organisations like Hydra, recruit this endless supply of goons for Captain America to beat up. One of the things they come up with is this concept where the Red Skull is in like a basement and talking this rhetoric about making
She was called Ice.
Ice. Yeah.
Just called Ice.
Yeah, that's the woman. Making the point about, you're marginalised by society, no one gives you a fair shake, and we as Hydra want you to come and join us. And
So
we're going
this
to
is
help
what
you
recruitment
out.
drive.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting thing, especially when you look at the actual real news this week where terrible things have happened. Like, it's a really interesting thing for a comic book to show how that people might be interested in joining evil societies to personally feel welcomed and part of something. I read comic books because I want the heroes to win and I want interesting stories, and I don't necessarily think about how these things are built.
Sorry, all I can see now is Napoleon from Time Bandits. With you going, that's what I like, little things hitting each other.
I don't even care whether the good guys win, to be honest with you.
I don't care.
I
like
just want
comics.
a good story.
Read that. What's that? Nemesis.
Yeah.
Mark Miller's Nemesis.
No.
The guys don't win in that.
No.
Sort of.
A lot of the stuff that I like the most, the good guys don't win.
Going back to Hydra and this whole, internet debate on who's a good guy and who's a bad guy. A couple of weeks ago, I was stood at home in front of my bathroom mirror.
Where's this going?
Right.
Oh, he was doing his speech,
Right.
His Red Skull speech.
And I was having a shave.
Right.
Right. And as I was having a shave, I looked down.
Hold
And
on.
right, and there's my shaving gel, and at the bottom of it, it said Hydra Gel. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm part of Hydra and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
So
Made
what are you
by
saying?
Hydra.
The fluoride in the water is to make us easily
Maybe we're all
more
part of Hydra,
controllable.
and we don't know.
It's possible.
We could be like double agents or sleeper agents.
Right.
In fact, one of us could say a keyword and we'd all wake up.
Oh, I wish I knew the
word.
The Civil War, Homecoming.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I
Oh, what for the? Yeah, jeez.
wish I just wrote it
Long
off.
list of words. No, it's Control Alt Delete, isn't it? Isn't that what you say?
Yeah.
Say it out loud, and then
Is it?
it just reboots.
Right. So I'm done. Over to you, Raven.
I'm going to be talking about the Return to Arkham game that is remastering Arkham Asylum and Arkham City for the next gen consoles.
Oh, cool. So that's both the games, Arkham Asylum
And Arkham City.
and Arkham City. Okay, cool.
Which Arkham City is the best game ever made.
No, I don't know.
Zelda Link to the Past, I think you'll find, but carry on.
They are remastering both of them, upper graphics. Don't know if they're adding anything else to it.
Okay.
But they are putting all the DLC into it as well.
Oh, cool.
So all of the skins.
All skins, packs, everything.
Okay.
And they're going to be re-releasing the content that PlayStation got exclusively to everyone else,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
If you don't know,
And it's
PlayStation.
multi-format, is it? It's on everything.
It's on the consoles, but I don't think they did it for the PC because they could just mod it and get better graphics. So they just left that out.
Yeah.
Plus, didn't they have a problem with the PC version of
Arkham
the last
City
No,
was
Knight.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
buggy.
take it off Steam.
Very.
Yeah,
it was
we
on sale
took
and they took it off.
Took it
Oh,
off
really?
for like
Yes.
6 months to fix it, put it back.
They kind of went, sorry.
Crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't even completely fixed when they put it back.
No.
So when's this coming out then?
25th of July or 29th,
Oh, okay.
if I remember correctly.
Cool.
But that's coming out. And also, in E3, PlayStation announced the exclusive VR Arkham game.
Yeah.
So you can become Batman. It's saying you can put on the cowl.
Yeah, and you can go into Wayne Manor, the Batcave, detective mode stuff. It's like an hour gameplay. They're getting Mark Hamill's the Joker to come in.
That's cool.
So I didn't watch much of E3. Is there screenshots of this Batman? game?
There's trailers.
VR.
No, there isn't.
There was a trailer announcing it.
Right.
But
no
no
gameplay
gameplay footage, which should immediately set off alarm bells for me because it comes out in the next couple of months
Yeah.
and we don't know what the gameplay looks like.
Yeah.
Right.
They had stuff there to trial, didn't they? They had a few segments for people to play.
Oh, yeah, they did.
But did they show that?
Nope.
Oh.
Nothing.
In fact, the only video I did watch at E3 was the new Zelda
Yeah.
game, which looked really cool.
And the funny thing is, that's the only one that I didn't.
You didn't watch the Zelda one?
Nope.
You're not a Zelda fan?
I'm not a Nintendo fan, really.
I generally don't buy it.
No.
Don't buy a Nintendo console, but I do love Zelda, so...
But I haven't bought a Nintendo console since the N64.
I had it right up to the Wii and then...
Oh no, I did buy. Yeah,
have
we did have a
Wii.
Wii. It wasn't really for me though.
The only thing I've really seen from E3 was the Battlefield 1 stuff. That
yes.
looked very good.
How
But
good did that look?
I'm
yeah,
buying
it
that.
looked great.
Yeah.
I've decided.
It looks great, and it will be great. But why did they get Snoop Dogg and other people in to
I don't know.
play it?
They
were
just got
they-
the biggest names.
Thing is,
They got-
if you actually watch that, and Snoop
Zac
Dogg
Efron.
came in and he was like, "I'm really good at this," and he was at it.
Yeah, it was
He
awful.
just didn't know
He
what to
didn't-
do.
he couldn't
I'm
walk
surprised
around.
he was holding the controller properly.
Having
With a
watched some of
joint
the
hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, having watched some of the footage, I do think that he was very lucky to avoid the random drug tests that
Yes.
they do at these big events.
But what I don't understand is this is Battlefield, right? It's a first-person shooter. Why don't they get C-Nanners or Hutch
They did.
or did they? Yeah, but
Yeah, C-Nanners
there
was
on
there.
the on the day
Yeah,
against.
they were there, all there.
Oh, were
You
they?
had Jack Frags, Frankie on
Ah,
PC.
okay.
they
See,
all
I
there.
didn't see any of that. All I saw was
there was like some NFL
Snoop-
stars,
yeah.
Snoop,
Yeah.
Zac Efron,
Snoop Dogg.
some-
Cameramen thought they were more like popular, so they just kept the cameras on there. They
That's
didn't care about
ridiculous.
the rest.
the people actually getting the kills.
Yeah,
But they're the people that are going to end up selling the game.
yeah, they've
You
already been
know.
making videos for it.
Yeah, but maybe they're trying to sell it to people who don't know who these esports people are. So
Well,
To be honest, I haven't got a clue what any of you just said. I don't know any one of these YouTubers.
these YouTubers,
I don't know.
this YouTubes.
Messing up.
there's this fella, and all he does is play computer games on television,
Television.
and he's a millionaire.
Films it, posts it.
Other people who do not own that game
Watch it.
and think they're playing the game. It's nonsense. It's all your
And
nonsense.
they're paying to watch it.
Look, don't get me started on YouTube videos because the prerequisite for making any money on YouTube seems to be let's scream a lot.
No.
It is
You're
because
watching
every
your own videos. You're
video,
watching your own videos.
I'm not watching them.
You're watching PewDiePie.
I'm not
What are you
watching
doing?
them. This
You're
is stuff that
watching PewDiePie,
Raven
though.
watches. This is stuff that my other son watches. Harry watches, and they're just people going "Ah!" for 20 minutes.
So you can make money then.
I know.
Dawson. I'm a famous YouTuber with lots of fans and lots of money. And both of those things make me very happy. Honest. If you want to be a famous YouTuber like me, just follow these steps. Here we go. If you want
Right. Okay. Just out of interest,
Okay.
quickly,
Yeah.
best game ever.
I've already said it. It's Link to the Past. Zelda Link to the Past. I love it.
Raven?
I probably don't know. I can't
You
say.
don't
Gee,
know.
There's so many. It's like saying what.
First one that comes into your head, go.
Probably Resident Evil or Tomb Raider, the very first ones, because they were the most
Resident Evil,
influential for
definitely,
me
yeah.
as a gamer.
Yes. Well, it's only for you personally.
Yeah,
But
then
out of the Resident Evil games I've played, the second one probably I like more than the first one.
I don't know. I just loved the first one. It was just amazing when it first came out.
See, I would have to go with Doom.
Really?
Yeah, I could totally see why.
But again, you're
It's-
older than us.
The thing is, it's what you're doing when you're playing those games.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
You
it.
know, it's not always how great the game is. It's like how it makes you feel when you
Yeah.
go back to it.
Yeah. See,
So-
mine
which
wasn't
is
Doom.
Similar with the comic books. You know, I go back
Yeah.
and read comic books again and again that I read when I was 14 and 15 because they made me feel great back then. And some others that are better comic books that I read in my 20s, they're just okay.
But it's exactly the same with films. You know, for me personally, Star Wars: A New Hope will always be the best film ever. That's my favourite. Even though everyone says that The Empire Strikes Back is better, it doesn't matter. You know, it might have a better story, it might
Yeah.
have better effects,
Yeah.
it might have better
This is
acting,
how it
it could have
affected
better...
you when you watched it.
And it's not just that.
It is the
it's
emotional
all
connection.
of it's the emotional connection, and it's all of the experiences that you've had
Yeah.
over the years
Watching
connected
it,
with that.
Yeah.
So it's like in Red Dwarf when Holly gets Lister to delete all of Agatha Christie.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so he can reread it.
Oh,
Now,
yeah,
if someone
of
gave
course.
you the option, right, to delete all of the comics out of your head, would you do it?
Yes.
See, I wouldn't. Because it would be deleting all of the other experiences that you've had over the years connected with those comics. You see what I mean?
When video shops used to exist, my wife used
Imagine.
my wife used to go to the video shop. We had small children. She'd be like, "I'm going to
You've
get."
got
You've
small
still
children.
got small children.
They were smaller when this story was
Okay.
first told.
Sorry, we'll stop
Um,
interrupting.
So she would be going out to the video shop. I'd have one babe in arms and another toddler walking around, and she would say, "What sort of film do you want to watch?" And my answer was always the same.
Porn.
I want
Porn!
I want to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, but for the first time.
Yes.
That's what I want
Yeah.
from the film.
I want to watch Jaws, but I want to know nothing about it. It's never going to happen,
No,
unfortunately.
it's not.
Although, I was talking to you about Dread the other day.
As we do.
It's the film I put on the most when I'm doing something else. And it's a really bad idea, because
Yeah.
I end up not doing what I'm doing and just watching the film.
Yeah.
That's that film I can just watch again and again and again.
There's only another
and
going
take
off
the same
topic.
thing from it every time, pretty much.
Yeah, there's only a few films that I've watched over the years that have made me, whoa, this is going to be really, really good. Dread, obviously, because
Yeah.
that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Sitting in the cinema watching the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
When Johnny
I-
Depp comes in and steps
Yeah,
off the boat,
yeah, that's
you know
the
that it's
best
going to
bit.
be a
I
good
had
film.
no idea about that movie. I just went to it with my mates. Like
Right.
some of them said, "Oh, it's a ride at Disney," which I hadn't been to at the time.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, it just looks all right." You know.
But it's fantastic.
It is. It's such a good film.
I
It's a
would
shame
even-
the others are right.
It is a shame the others are so bad.
Yeah. I would go as far as to say the first Transformers film.
Oh, don't.
It's a good film.
I don't like it.
And
It's
it-
a Three Stooges movie with robots.
Yes,
It's too
but
much
it's a
comedy
good film.
in it. There's way too much comedy.
And the other one that I would say is the first Mummy film.
I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
that's
the
what-
first.
That was
Mummy
really
film.
good.
Right, let's talk about my thing now. Outcast.
Hey ya!
Not that Outcast.
Oh.
The Robert Kirkman escape vehicle.
Which I know nothing about.
Um,
I haven't got a clue. I haven't read the comics.
You've read
I haven't-
You've
I've read the
trade.
first couple of comics in the trade.
and I've watched the show, but I haven't read the books.
And I haven't seen the show.
No one else has seen the show.
No, I know nothing about it. I don't even know
Um,
what it's about.
It's about demonic possession, basically. It is kind of X-Files, you know, the Twilight Zone. It's like any of those old
Fringe.
shows, The Fringe. It's, you know, like all of those, but it's about demons, demonic possession. And I like horror movies. Really like horror movies, and I've not yet found a TV show that's really stood up.
American
to
Horror first season 1 was very
It was
good.
brilliant, yeah, but it's not scary.
No,
It's-
well, one or two. And
It's
like,
a great show. It really is a great show, American Horror Story. But this is the first show I've watched that really has creeped me out, like properly creeped me out.
So I don't know how much of the adaptation that they've done straight.
Is
from the
it
books.
is it a direct adaptation? Is
I'm
that
not
what
sure
it is?
because obviously I've got nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
But my issue with the comic book, having read the first 6, is the issue I have with all Kirkman stuff. Get to the point.
Yes.
He is a very good writer, but bloody hell, like
The show is a lot
Just
more
takes a while.
direct. and which is understandable really, because you have to be really in a TV show, because you sit down to read a comic book, you sit down to watch a TV show and you're bored, then you flick over. It's dead easy to stop watching it, and it is it goes straight into the action.
So,
but there is still a lot of exposition, but it does move very quickly.
I had a bit of a trouble with the comic book is because I couldn't quite figure out when they were telling me a flashback and when they weren't.
Okay.
So if the TV show does that a little bit clearer, I think
it does it a lot clearer.
Move it on a little bit better, because at some point you're thinking, is this kid or is this him when he was a kid?
Yeah. Okay.
But I can see, looking at some of the panels, I can see how it would be creepy and also very unsettling, because you're not really sure what is going on, because I don't know about the TV show, but they let things go a lot longer in the thing without an explanation. They just sort of hang there and then they go on to something else.
Yeah. It does kind of happen in the show, but not quite as much.
So who's the cast then? Who's in it?
The guy, there's a British guy, I can't remember his name now. He is the one from Life on Mars.
Life on Mars.
What's his name? His name is...
I did have it on here. But yeah, another British actor playing an American preacher.
Oh, interesting.
Does he do an American accent?
Yes.
Is it believable?
Yes. It's
Yeah,
very
but,
good. It's a
that's
southern.
That's believable to a British person.
Yeah,
though. Is it
well,
believable
yeah, of course.
to an American person?
It's a southern accent, so I think typically they're easier to do, a southern accent. I mean, I'm not being, I don't know.
Right, I'm just going to go off topic. Don't press the button. I recently watched the scene from The Wire, which has Dominic West as McNulty doing a British accent.
Oh, yeah.
And the scene with him and Bunk, where they just say the F word.
Yeah.
It's like 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And they're at a crime scene and they're looking at it.
And they're communicating.
And it's so
with
expressive,
an F word.
yeah.
It is the best.
That's the only
scene.
word they
I know,
use,
yeah.
and it's so funny because normally in TV land, someone tells someone else, and who both do the same job, like their job, just to explain to the audience. But this one, they don't have any explanation dialogue at all.
No.
Just have two people doing their job swearing,
and not only you have no idea what's going on, but you understand entirely what is going on.
It's so well done.
It is. Why did you watch that? Did you watch just that, or?
Yeah, I can't remember where I watched it. That might be. It's no business of yours.
All right.
I think we've taken note there.
Yeah. I'll stop talking about that. Just for anyone who is listening and they haven't seen The Wire, watch it, because it is fantastic.
I haven't seen The Wire.
Watch it.
I know, I should.
Even just the first season, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But the first season is, it's like you said, the first couple of episodes, they're all talking, they're all using like slang and code words and stuff for certain things. You don't really understand what's going on, but boom, episode 3, you understand everything that's going on.
It's an exercise in not treating your audience like a moron.
Yeah.
And it's so much better for it. But yeah, I digress, which is unusual for me.
No, it's not. Yeah, two English people playing American priests, one in Preacher and one in this, which is quite cool. I think the whole main cast pretty much of Preacher are British. But also the things that I found interesting about Outcast is that Adam Wingard is on board, who is the guy who did The Guest and You're Next.
Oh, I love You're Next.
Exactly, yeah. It's a great horror film.
There's a scene in You're Next where they're at a dinner party and someone accuses the guy of making adverts.
Yeah.
And then you just know it's a conversation that the director's had with someone at a dinner party. And it's so
You're a
well
director,
done.
no, you make adverts.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's really good.
My favourite bit in You're Next is the title card. Everyone knows I like title cards, but it was literally just written on a mirror.
Yes.
They turn the light on, they're doing their thing in the room, and it's just written there on the mirror. I thought it was really good. But also Ty West is involved as well, I think. And he is one of this...
Tanya's brother.
No. He is one of this group of guys that are making these horror films. So he was in You're Next, and he made some VHS stuff with Adam Wingard.
He plays the guy who's had that conversation. Who has that conversation? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like the group that make the 40-Year-Old Virgin and all that kind of lot. The Apatow crew. This is the guys that are making like the more modern independent horror stuff. And they're all on board with it. So I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be... It's over 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, which...
It's not bad for a TV
although
show.
it's only 2 episodes in, 3 episodes, I think the 3rd episode aired Friday. It's definitely better than season 2 of The Walking Dead. So, which isn't hard. But it's also, it's got a lot of people on board, obviously, from The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, so...
Okay, cool. The other thing that I read this week that I was genuinely surprised by is the new Superman comic.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you.
No,
I haven't read it yet.
Again,
No,
ready to go.
you've just got it today, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was really genuinely surprised. It's drawn by Patrick Gleason, who was doing Batman and Robin
Yeah.
for the last
Eternal.
4 years. No, Batman and Robin.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's the pre-52 Superman and his son.
Oh right. Okay.
And I was genuinely surprised, even though that Han Solo came out and Star Wars came out and all the other Rebirth stuff. I would probably go as far as say that the Superman title was by far the best one because it's the one I was surprised by the most.
Because I thought Action Comics was decent last time.
Yeah,
out.
I did too.
The Rebirth Action Comic, which, like I said at the time when we talked about it last week, not always a massive fan of Superman.
No, I'm
comics.
not.
No.
So the fact that they've come out strong is good in one respect because I get to read more comics, but bad because I thought that was one of the titles I could give up quickly.
I know. I thought exactly the same thing. I read it and immediately went bugger because now I've got to carry on reading it. But it's really good. And the other one that came out was Titans.
Teen Titans.
Yep.
Titans. Sorry.
So it's the older group. There's two different groups. There's
Ah,
Titans
okay.
and there's Teen Titans.
So who's writing and drawing that?
I believe Abnett was. I don't know who was drawing it though, but Abnett was writing
Abnett's
it.
writing it. Okay.
But this is, we had DC Universe Rebirth
Yeah.
as the first one.
Yeah.
Then the next one to read after that is the Flash Rebirth,
Which is
And
Rebirth
that-
1.5 basically.
1.5. The way to look at Titans is it's Rebirth
1.7.
2,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
if you like. It's just the next logical step on from.
Who's in the Titans
Flash.
then? Or is that spoilers?
It's the old group, so we're talking Nightwing, Raven, Donna Troy,
Oh, cool.
Arsenal, because he's no longer going to be with Jason Todd in Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Where's Jason Todd then?
Jason Todd is going off into another title just called, well, now it's called Jason Todd and the Outlaws, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
And that's going to have Bizarro
Oh yeah.
and another character, and I can't remember what the other character is.
Cool. I caught up with some of the stuff I hadn't read pre-Rebirth, some of my lesser favourite titles I just have, and I read the last two Grayson titles.
Yes,
So
I'm
obviously
up to
they
date with them.
lead in. I'm gonna give a few spoilers out, so sorry
Stick your
about
fingers
that.
in your ears.
Not me.
But they
Sorry.
just
Adam, stick your fingers in your ears.
they
Alright.
Deus Ex Machine it, where they just go, yeah, and your whole entire history's wiped out.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's start again with Nightwing.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just, okay, right, fair enough. Like, because I'd already got bought into the Rebirth, I wasn't quite as, but they just basically wrote off everything he's done as Agent 37 or whatever his name
Well,
is.
that was one of the offshoots from Forever Evil, because another spoiler, in Forever Evil they unmask Dick Grayson as Nightwing live on TV, and everybody on the planet knows who Dick Grayson is. Quite why they couldn't put two and two together and figure out that, spoiler alert everyone, Bruce Wayne's Batman.
Really?
Yeah, funny that. That's why he had to leave, and they faked his own death as well. They said that he died and he hadn't, hence why he became Agent 13.
37.
Yeah, 37.
Agent 13's Hitman, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I said it.
Right.
Get confused now.
Yeah, Agent 47 was a horrible movie.
Yeah.
I liked Hitman with Oliphant. I quite like that.
So there's three.
But then I like
Hitman
Oliphant.
movies.
Oliphant was in the remake of The Crazies.
Oh, yeah, that's a really
That's
good remake.
really good, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And to be fair, though, the original, which is a Romero, isn't that great.
No, I know.
And they did the remake, and they made it at 15. It still had some good jump scares in it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I really like
And
it.
also, it had a downer ending, which I like.
Yeah.
I love a downer ending.
We want to update you on late breaking news. A massive fire in Ogden Marsh.
Right, okay. Back on topic before I push the button again.
Alright.
I believe we are. Has anyone got anything else?
I have to confess, I really did try and read this week's
Oh.
trade paperback.
That's it, trade paperbacks. I completely forgot about that.
And
We are supposed to be reading Deadpool trade pack.
Dead President.
Dead
one,
Presidents.
Dead Presidents. Now, I know we've all read it. Me, Adam, and Raven read it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We tried to get Liam to read it.
We trusted him,
We trusted him to read it.
and he didn't.
And if you'd like to tell everyone what you thought.
Like I said, I went away on a holiday this week and I took
So you had plenty of time to
lots
read
of
it.
comics with me and also electronic versions of comics and a new Terry Pratchett book called The Long Earth, which I was getting into. And every time I tried to read Deadpool, I got bored and read something else. That is a reflection on me and not Deadpool comics. I understand this. But can we just agree that Deadpool is not for me?
Yes, I think Liam. I think we agreed that way before we asked you to read it,
And
because I knew you didn't like Deadpool.
don't make me read
I
it.
didn't know that.
I
Did
don't
you
know.
not?
I
Well, that's why I didn't
genuinely
share it.
don't
so
have
that you didn't
anything.
have to read it.
I don't have anything to slag it off about. I don't. It's just not for me. You know, if someone made me read Wuthering Heights, I'd be like, oh, I'm bored. Like, actually, no, I've read Wuthering Heights.
Yeah,
It's
and you
all
love
right.
it. Of course you do.
I'm trying to think of something that I wouldn't like. But yeah, so if someone said you've got to watch Hollyoaks for the next 2 weeks, I wouldn't enjoy it. Like,
But what period of Hollyoaks?
well,
Who cares? It's not going off the topic.
I don't remember it.
Hang
Everything
on,
good.
are you admitting that you watch Hollyoaks?
When I was a kid in school, yeah.
Deadpool's not for me, but you guys enjoyed that trade paperback, right?
I have the same certain issues that he will not shut up.
That's my
enjoyed
issue.
it. I quite enjoyed it. It was funny and it really did make me laugh. But he is annoying,
Yes. He's bloody annoying.
and everything is a pun,
Yes.
which is what I'm surprised you didn't like it.
I find the fact that there isn't a breather in it the biggest problem. Like,
It doesn't
there
let
isn't-
up at
No.
all.
Like, I think I've said this before, but I cannot think of anything better than having Wolverine as the main character in a comic book and Deadpool hanging off him, like
Yeah.
doing that stuff, coming in, breaking the fourth wall, and then
Buggering off again.
Yeah, getting beaten up, so he's out of action for at least like 3 pages or something. Like, just give me a break. And I understand that means that comic's not for me.
Yeah.
But I would like to read that other comic that I've just made up in my head.
I'm sure there's a Wolverine.
Yeah, it has happened before, but I'm just like, I'd like to read it like a regular thing, like
Yeah.
a monthly thing, just to see where it could go. I'd like to see it as a movie as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, there is a possibility that he may be in a future X-Men movie, X-Men's.
I really enjoyed the film, even though that I've been here an awful long time. I've never really got into reading Deadpool. He's just one of those characters that have become really popular and I've never got to grips with.
Yeah.
So when we decided that we were going to read Deadpool, I was actually genuinely quite excited to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's the first time I've ever read it.
You know, the artist was Tony Moore, who did the
Yeah.
first Walking Dead trade
Yeah.
paperback.
First 5.
The colourist was, I can't remember the name, but it was really good. You know, it
Oh,
looks
the artwork
fantastic.
looks great, yeah.
It looks really good. And the story was pretty good. But by the time I got to page 30 or 40, I was just getting really, really off with Deadpool. Because he never shuts up. And I get it that that's his character.
Yeah.
And I get that anybody else that would be in that story would be getting that off with him as well. I was turning the pages over and then I'd look at the page and it'd be all dialogue.
All of text.
God, it is like
And I'm
that,
like,
isn't it?
oh, for
Yeah.
God's sake, I've got to read all of that before I can get to that page.
Yeah.
And then when you send the page over, there's another page of dialogue. And I get that some people like it and they enjoy the character. I understand. It's a lot like you. I don't think it's for me. And I'm
not-
glad I read it, but I'm not going to read.
It's not something
more.
that I would pull or choose to read.
But saying that, we sell an awful lot of Deadpool graphic novels.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's a
It's
lot of
probably
people it
the
is for.
number one seller graphic novel wise that
Yeah.
we've got. We try and keep all of them in stock and they just go. Every week we have to get in at least another 5 to 10 trade paperbacks to replace the gaps. And people love him. But I just don't see the
Yeah.
appeal. It's going back to YouTube again, isn't it? You know, with
No,
everybody
no.
screaming. You know, that seems to be what people like.
Yeah, I suppose. The
I think I'm going to try it.
These
Next
kids
time,
these days.
Next
So-
time someone comes into the
We'll
shop,
agree on
I'm just
that.
going to scream at them. Right, next week we are going to read I Hate Fairyland, which is an Image title. It's Volume 1, Madly Ever After.
You've been singing its praises for a very long time.
I read this a couple of weeks ago and it was the best thing that I've read in an awful long time. It was really, really, really good. It's very, very clever. It's drawn by Scotty Young. The plot is basically a little girl who is sucked into a fairyland type universe. She's set a quest that she has to escape. She has to go and find a key
Yeah.
to open the door so she can get back to her own reality. It's like she's fallen asleep in reality and they've dragged her into this fairyland and she's been given a key, or she's got to go and find the key
So it's
to
like
open the door.
The kids have got to find the Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Right? But She buggers it up.
Right.
And instead of being there for 8 hours, she's there for 30 years.
But she's
And
trapped in
she
this little
can't
girl's body.
find the key. That's not really a spoiler because you find all that out within the first 3 pages.
Cool. I'm up
It's
for this.
really
Yeah, me
great.
too.
The artwork is amazing. The colouring is awesome. And it genuinely made me laugh out loud. It's brilliant. It's
Cool.
really good. Everyone should read this. It's dirt cheap. It's $6.99 for a whole trade.
Yeah,
paperback.
$6.99 is very, very good for the
And
trade.
I think this is going to be my number 3 graphic novel to recommend people. After Walking Dead, Preacher, then this.
Yeah.
It's that good. So that's what we're reading next week.
Cool.
Last thing to do is talk about what's coming in next week, which is Wonder Woman issue 1, which
Yeah,
I'm
I'm excited about.
Yeah,
very,
good,
very
yeah, yeah.
excited
And
about.
which-
Liam Sharp.
Is this the Liam Sharp one or is
Yes,
this... Right.
this is totally all Liam Sharp.
So this is an alternating
It's fortnightly now.
fortnightly.
Yes.
And there's
2 alternating
something that's
stories.
happening now, and then I think it's like a prequel.
It's year 1.
Is it?
It's Wonder
Oh,
Woman
okay.
year 1.
And
Right.
is Liam Sharp drawing both of them?
No.
No, he will be doing issue 1, 3,
Okay.
5, 7, 9.
So he's going to be dealing with the stuff that happens in the past.
No, he's dealing
he's
with
doing
stuff that's
stuff
happening now.
Okay.
Then there's another artist
Yeah.
who is doing issues 2, 4, 6, 8,
Okay.
and 10. But they're all written by the same writer,
Yeah.
Greg Rucka. But that looks fantastic. The artwork on that looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Of course, Liam Sharp drew the first one, didn't he? The
Half of it.
Rebirth.
Last 6 pages.
Oh, is it just the last 6 pages?
last 6
I didn't even notice.
When she takes the armour off and puts
Oh,
the new armour on.
Okay, yeah. I
And
didn't
then
even
goes
notice
back
that it changed.
to Themyscira, that's it. Yeah, so when she goes back there, that's all Liam Sharp.
Okay, so the 2 artists that drew that are the 2 artists that are drawing the other book.
Nicola Scott. She's Australian.
Ah, cool.
But it's good. That's going to be the first comic that I read next week
Yeah.
when that comes in. We have Aquaman coming in,
Aquaman!
which I'm not
You do that
overly
every time.
excited.
Yes, I'm so chuffed about Aquaman and his abilities to stop crimes that happen in the sea.
Don't make me send you the picture of Aquaman dead in a bag again.
He wasn't dead. He was swimming around.
No, he was
No,
like
he
a
was
dead
dead.
goldfish.
Really?
Yeah, it was the whole point. He's a dead goldfish in a bag.
All right.
Right, who's going to read Aquaman? Are you going to read
I'm
it?
going to read it. Of course I'm going to read it.
Civil War 2. We
Lots.
have lots of
Civil War, Dolph.
miniseries
Yeah.
coming out. I'm not entirely sure because there was a big list of them coming in.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll read the Civil War 2 issue 2,
which
when we get a
came
chance.
in this week.
And probably Civil War.
What else we got? Deadpool Gambit issue 1.
I'm going to have to check it out just to see if they calm Deadpool down because I quite like
No.
Gambit as a character, and he is impatient and doesn't suffer fools gladly.
Who's this?
Gambit.
Yeah, I like Gambit.
So it might be that I enjoy that. It's a foil to the relentlessness of Deadpool. But if I open up page 1 and, like you say, it's blocks
A wall
and
of
blocks of
text.
text, I'm just like, that's on it.
Burn it.
I'm not burning comic books.
Posting it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Detective Comics.
Yes.
We're up to 935. They leaked a couple of pages of artwork. Which
Just
is,
artwork, no dialogue boxes.
There was,
Okay,
I
I'll
believe,
leave
but
it there.
I skipped that. But I did post, and this is a good plug actually for people that are listening, if anyone's listening.
No one's made it this far.
Underpants on the Outside, which is
This
the
far.
comic, movie, TV, news
Thing.
Facebook
Discussion
group
Where you
that
just
we all
post-
post. Well, I post
I do
stuff
too.
that I find
If I
funny
find anything,
and
yeah.
interesting. And so anyway, they did leak a picture which is basically Jokers.
Jokers.
There's probably, how many do you reckon, Raven?
100.
There's a lot,
Wow.
and they're all dressed up as the Joker, and they're all rampaging, and that's going to be in this detective. It should be pretty good.
Okay, cool.
We have Flash #1 coming out, which should be really interesting because this is the continuation of the Rebirth story.
Rebirth
Core
one,
story,
yeah.
And we have Star Wars: The Force Awakens. They've finally done a comic adaptation of the movie. It's a 5-issue miniseries, and this is part 1.
I will look to see what the art looks like. Obviously, I'm well aware of the storyline now. I don't need to read it for
Sure.
storyline purposes. Yeah. I
You
nearly
could just
did-
watch
I
New
nearly-
Hope again.
I nearly did a spoiler then. But,
Oh, why did you say... I nearly did
I
as
was
well.
just going to shout it out.
Yeah, Tourette's. My Tourette's nearly kicked in. That I don't have.
A little kid kills Omar.
My brother does have Tourette's. I've told you that story, have I? the Top Gun story.
Go on. You can't do Top Gun spoilers.
Oh, come on, it's past. Him and his mates were driving back to Brighton, I think, from Southampton. They're going to watch Top Gun. Bearing in mind, my brother and 5 other people are going to watch Top Gun, and he's the only one who's seen it. And he does have Tourette's. And he said he couldn't help himself. He was just sat in the back seat, and all of a sudden he just shouted out, "Goose dies!"
Goose dies!
And he couldn't stop himself. He said he felt like it was punched out of the back of his head. And that was that. And he told me this story while I was driving him up to London, and I almost crashed the car.
Right, so there's some cool stuff coming out next week. I'm going to read the majority of that because I'm reading both Rebirth and Civil War, so that's nearly everything that's coming out next week. So I probably won't have any money left for Star Wars Force Awakens. Right.
I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, cool.
Okay, bye.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.